Hello, good evening, SM viewers. This is Satellite Media. Let us look at what look like a frustration of the Fulani in Nigeria currently, because the Fulanis seem to be seeking alliance with the Igbos, with the Biafrans, because they feel frustrated with the way the country is being run, that is not favoring them. Because currently, we had a situation where someone like Dr. Gareth Galolo is calling on Igbos for alliance against Tinubu. This does not mean in any way that we are supporting Tinubu based on all the maladministration. But the point is, the Fulani are getting what they actually bargained for. But let you listen to Dr. Gareth Galolo, how he's crying and looking for alliance with the Igbos before we come back to continue with this conversation.
2027 from the north, we cannot. It's either we die. We cannot vote hungry. So far, and the only appointment where it is appointing Yorubas from Lagos, not from Ogun, not from Ondo. Then we go voting for what? This person who is taking one side. Okay, why they not arrest Sunday Abo? He want a protest in London. Tinubu doesn't make the arresting, but they are sending security to arrest Bello Bodejo, arrest Kanu. People who are standing for their people, they want to arrest them because this one is a Fulani, this one is an Igbo one. The Sunday Ago is patrolling, even is making a party yesterday. He threw a party in Ibadan, he was not arrested. Somebody is preaching for Adudua. Then you want us to vote again. Then when we vote for 2027, what will come out?
Okay, you are welcome back. Having listened to Dr. Gareth Galolo, how he is diplomatically inviting the Igbos to form alliance against Tinubu to push him out of Asu Rock, begin to wonder, it doesn't mean the Fulanis think they are the only smart people in Nigeria, because the way it stands, it was the same, the Fulanis that conspired against Nnamdi Kanu. You understand that it's their brother, Muhammadu Buhari, who extraordinarily renditioned Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria, because the Court of Appeal in Nigeria have since ruled that Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria. Even after all the allegation of jumping bail, the Supreme Court have equally ruled that the man never jumped bail. Of course, we understand that during the Operation Panton dance, they invaded his house, and in an attempt to run for his dear life, he left the country. But this time around, we are seeing the Fulanis looking for strategies to bring Igbos close to themselves for purpose of forming alliance against a Tinubu administration. But one thing they do not understand, and one thing they do not know, is that the Igbos are tired of this country. The Igbos are no longer interested in anything Nigeria. So I don't know how they hope to achieve that, but however I look at it, the Igbos have made it very clear that they want their own sovereign state. The only thing that makes sense for the Igbos is the government should come and organize a referendum. Of course, maybe a UN should come and supervise a referendum in the country for people to know their fate. I think that's the only thing that makes sense for the Igbos. So all the strategy of the Fulanis to woo the Igbos, I don't think is going to work this time around. But the point is, the Tinubu government is not actually doing well, but in spite of the fact that he's not doing well, I don't think any Igbo man will want to form alliance with the Fulani man to actually have a way of pushing Tinubu out of Aso Rock. To tell you that their intention, the intention of the Fulani, is not for the division of Nigeria. How to grab power is their intention. Because all these strategies, all these clandestine meeting, is geared towards how do they recapture power. Because the Fulani man love power. The only thing they know, the only thing they speak is power. That is why they occupy all the lofty position in the country, starting from the position of the emir, all the military hierarchy before they came into democracy. They occupy everywhere, strategically position themselves. So to tell you that the average Fulani man is not interested in dividing Nigeria, the only thing they're interested in is how do we grab this power? How do we have this power back? Because for them, they have lost a good. They have lost a prestigious things that they more recapture. Let me even read this Twitter from Arewa Twitter. This tweet from Arewa Twitter talking about they were trying to describe a Sunday Igboho. Remember that before now, Sunday Igboho talk about the Igbos, the Hausas, the Yoruba going their separate ways if things are not working. Where he talk about corruption in the country, maladministration, even at the level of if you have something in your luggage in Nigeria at the airport that it can be stolen. But the tweet coming from Arewa Twitter says the most useless Yoruba, I don't want to, the adjective you use here is too heavy, but it's trying to describe Sunday Igboho that the most useless Yoruba ever in history of Southwest. Let me tell you why he's saying this. He's attaching Vanguard News to here. He's saying, and this is what came from Sunday Igboho the other time. If Nigeria can't work as one, Yoruba, Igbo, others should separate. Sunday Igboho, that is from Vanguard. Now, because Sunday Igboho is preaching secession, preaching separation, preaching Oduduwa nation, preaching Biafra, preaching perhaps Arewa. Now, the same Arewa people are coming out to say he's useless. They even went as far as calling him a name that is so much, is unprintable that I cannot even mention it here. So the point is, what they want is, how do we get this power back? How do we grab this power? Not necessarily because they're interested in anything, because they know how to use power to their own advantage and to the disadvantage of everyone. Remember the other time, how they are already raising alarm, shouting that a Tinubu is dividing the North, simply because he gave university to Southern Kaduna. Of course, these are people who have been seriously marginalized right from time, and they are the one marginalizing them. So for them to be crying foul over certain, I think it shows who they are. Then again, I will still bring this angle, because we want to understand why these Fulanis are like this. I don't like the way Tinubu is governing the country, but the way the Fulani, everything they did in the past, in terms of bringing problem, in terms of subjugating the people to their own advantage, Tinubu is learning from them. They are not crying, and they want the Igbos to team up with them to see whether they can fight the Tinubu. But I don't think the Igbos will be ready to cooperate with them, because the Igbos have made it very clear that they have since existed Nigeria. So it doesn't matter the opinion of the Hausas, the Arewa, or the Fulani that is the master planner of everything. I don't think the average Igbo man will play the part the Fulani wanted to play, because the part they wanted to play is very simple. Currently, the marriage between Tinubu and the North seems to be dying down. And the North have made it very clear that they are not going to support Tinubu come 2027. Of course, we are seeing the likes of organization of Arewa Consultative Forum saying that voting Tinubu in 2023 was a mistake. A mistake they say they would not hope to repeat in 2020. No, voting Tinubu in 2023 was a mistake. Yes, a mistake they say they don't hope to repeat in 2027. I think that best explains the reason they are looking for who to form alliance with. But I don't think the Igbos, Biafrans, will be willing and ready to play the part they want them to play. Because the part they want them to play is to form a new alliance, form a new marriage, so that the vote coming from Igbo Axis, South, will be combined with the vote that is coming from the North against the Tinubu. But the point is, the Igbo man is not interested in Nigerian politics any longer. Rather, they want their own separate states, sovereign state, called Biafra Republic. And it's on this basis they are calling on all known lovers of freedom, all known international organizations like the European Union, to pressure Nigerian government to do the needful, to organize a referendum that they will perhaps supervise so that they can decide their fate. And let us quickly say here that when it comes to issues of self-determination, it is a law, a UN convention that has been ratified in Nigeria, and to that extent, it is already a law in Nigerian legal jurisprudence. But let me quickly read these tweets coming from Sariki, talking about how Tinubu is bringing about nepotism. Then we'll take it off from there. But let me read the tweet first. He said, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed too many useless ministers in his administration, and the only reason he hasn't sacked most of them is that they are his tribesmen. He went for that to say that everyone is learning nepotism 101 under Jagaban of Lagos. Now let us look at the issue of nepotism and how a Buhari, an Hausa man, a Fulani man for that matter, elevated nepotism to the roof. Under Muhammadu Buhari, we had a situation where you have 17 positions when it comes to issues that have to do with security of the country. Talking about the Office of the National Security Advisor, Office of the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, Director of DSS, IG of Police, National Intelligence Agency, DG of Drug Law, DG, Director General of Customs. Name it, is about 17 positions. Under Muhammadu Buhari, the North, leaders mentioning the actual number taken by Fulani, the North took 14 positions and gave the rest to the South. So if someone from the North is not crying foul that a Tinubu have elevated nepotism by appointing his tribesmen, particularly Lagos, I think it best explain what Nigeria went through under a Muhammadu Buhari, because Muhammadu Buhari started all this when he never saw anything good in any other tribe rather than the Fulanis in terms of appointment. And anytime people raise issues concerning nepotism, tribalism in the way and manner the appointment is being made under Muhammadu Buhari, the next thing the government will tell you is that they are appointing people based on competence. And people were asking them, does it mean you can only find competence in the North? You cannot find competence in the South? But the way it's happening now, I think the average Fulani man is getting reaping what he sow. Because what Tinubu is doing, though it's nepotism, but I think it learned from the man, Muhammadu Buhari himself, and he has learned it very well. Because under Muhammadu Buhari, when you talk about Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, Chief of Air Staff, in fact, all the 7 chiefs, none of them went to the southeastern part of the country. None of them went to the Igbos. And you say we're operating a country where you have a federal character. And what federal character says is that when you give out positions, it must reflect geographical spread. And that federal character was seriously, severely abused under the last administration of Muhammadu Buhari, because if in the whole of the 7 chiefs, none of them went to the southeast, how best do we explain abuse of federal character? Though it is not, this government is equally doing the same thing, but at least under a Tinubu, we have seen the Igbos, southeast about the country, clinching one of the 7 chiefs. Talking about the chief of Naval Staff, of course, we understand that is from Enugu State or so. But the point is, it doesn't matter how long they not cry. They are learning in a hard way. And that is why the Igbos are not ready to join them in this dance or to play the part they wanted to play in their quest to sack a Tinubu from Asu Rock. We understand that they have diplomatically given a Tinubu a quit notice from Asu Rock, waiting for him in 2027. We have seen so many people from different angles talking about the Tinubu, criticizing him. We have equally seen the likes of former governor of Kano State talking about Kwankwaso, who made it very clear that the Lagos is colonizing the north, and that Lagos is trying to impose, or rather imposing an emir on Kano State. But the point is, I think they should fight their fights. When I mean they should fight their fights, the Fulani and the Lagos political dynasty should engage themselves. I think the Igbos, the Biafrans, are not ready to join in that fight. I must say, thank you for your time. This is Satellite Media, and I'm Mr. Matu. Thank you very much.